Coach, got a big win today, 81-66 versus Quebec. But not the cleanest start for you guys. Can you explain what happened in that first quarter where you guys were down? Was it down 19-17 or up to 19-17?
I think we were down 19-17. Yeah, we were trailing. Yeah, we kind of just got out to a slow start. They kind of put a shadow 2-2-1 on us and kind of tried to slow down our momentum. Didn't let us get up and down and play kind of our pace. We made some adjustments and kind of raised our level of intensity up and kind of opened the game up after that.
Coach, in the half, you kind of addressed that it was an Ontario problem. It wasn't necessarily X's and O's, and it sounds like your guys stepped up to the challenge. Can you speak a bit more on what you meant by it's an us problem?
Yeah, I think in terms of talent, in terms of size, in terms of athleticism, I think we check all the boxes in terms of a team. I think sometimes guys defer because the guy beside them is also so talented and they're kind of waiting on the next guy to do it, especially after like Jordan Charles' big game. We're kind of just watching and we're not being aggressive and kind of playing our games individually. And we kind of just told them, you got to take on the challenge defensively, you got to get more aggressive, and then you got to play your game offensively. And I think we were very balanced as a team moving forward after that. Guys started to pick their spots, and it was positive after that.
That third quarter, you guys were able to push to a 66-49 lead. What do you think attributed to that lead? Because you guys were coming out of that half down and leaving the quarter up double digits. So what would you attribute that to?
Attention to detail, focus on our defensive principles, and then, like I said, just raising the bar of our intensity. I think we kind of were lackluster in the first two quarters and kind of just going through the motions. Some of our passes were very lackadaisical. And then in the third quarter, you know, the guys kind of just rallied behind each other. You know, our captain started talking, Phoenix and Quentin, and rallying the guys, and they took it as a personal challenge, and that's huge. You know, player-led teams are championship teams, and I think that's what we have here.
Sami Uraz came into the game, started today's game. Before that was averaging around 3 points, 3 rebounds, 14 minutes a game. Today he played 34 minutes and had a big game, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Why the start, and also how would you evaluate Sami's play today?
Yeah, that just kind of goes to what I said earlier about everybody here being a guy. You know what I mean? Sami, he's at SC Academy, and I think he averaged around 30 to 40 points damn near this year. So he's capable of having those offensive nights. So for us, we have the luxury that it could be anybody at any time. And today he got his number called, and he showed improved. We kind of went to Sami because he's a utility guy. He can rebound, defend. He's able to shoot the three. He's able to pass really well out of the high post. And you know, our scouting report was they were going to come out and zone us. So yeah, he just kind of fit in that game plan, and that's what we went with.
Coach, also I want to talk about Caleb Roberts. Off the bench, a point guard or a backup point guard for you. But he's been having big minutes under your basketball club, under your guidance. 26 minutes through the competition. Didn't play as much minutes today, but still was effective. Talk about the energy that he brings off the bench, and also with Phoenix as well, with the energy that they bring to the game. These are players that can either come off the bench, start, but use them at a certain advantage. What would you attribute that to?
Yeah, for us, like I said, I think everybody here is a starter somewhere. So it takes a lot of selflessness for guys to come in and buy into a role for a team accomplishment that we're trying to get. And everybody here said they don't mind sacrificing something to leave with the main goal, and that's the gold medal. And that's exactly what he's doing. You know what I mean? That he's talent-wise and skill set-wise, he's a starter. He's one of the best guards in the province. I personally feel we're the best province, so that means he's one of the best guards in the country. And he's taking on a role of, you know, coming off the bench and doing what he has to do and kind of manning that second unit, and then also getting on with the first unit and being electrifying in terms of his scoring ability, his defense. He's able to pick up full court. He just does a mirage of things for us, and I'm happy to have him for sure.
Coach, I also wanted to ask about the rebounding. The rebounding, you guys out-rebounded your opponent today 55-40. Before in past games, from my observation, you guys were struggling with that a little bit. What do you think was where was the switch for you guys in terms of rebounding? When did that come into play?
We're one of the bigger teams here, so we should be winning the rebounding battle. For us, I believe it's just, like I said, matching intensity and then surpassing it. And I think we did a really good job of that later in the game, more so in the second half. We challenged our guards as well in the first half. I don't think we had any rebounds, or maybe like 1 or 2 from the guards. We said, you guys got to go help. You know what I mean? The big guys can't be doing everything. So then our guard, I think Jordan Charles, ended up with like 9 rebounds again. So this is just kids taking on challenges and like I said, sacrificing. And maybe, Jordan's a kid who had 33 points, and then all of a sudden now he might not be giving it to us offensively. He says, okay, coach, I'm gonna go rebound if I got a rebound for us to win. So it's on the group that we have. They're very selfless, and they always want to know what they can do more to help. And when you have a group like that, it's only positive that can come out of it.
Coach, last question. You guys have either Alberta or British Columbia as a matchup for this finals. You and Alberta already had a crazy game, an amazing match. British Columbia has proven themselves within this tournament as well. What are you looking forward to within the finals and the possibility of going up against one of these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, we have assembled an amazing coaching staff in terms of the scouting that we're able to do, and the analytics and the breakdowns that we're able to do. Whichever team it is, it could be either or of those teams. They're both very talented and well-coached clubs. But like I said, we're more focused on us at this point, and we want to see how good we can actually get. Can we have 3 more of those third quarters that we had today? Can we do a full game? I don't think we've kind of put that together yet, and we're still really in a good position to win a championship. So, like I said, it's us against us, and that's what our focus is. How good can we be as a Team Ontario group?
Thank you, Coach, for your time. Appreciate you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Your team's in the gold medal match. Slow start in this game. What do you think were the contributing factors to getting off the ground slowly?
Man, I don't even know, to be honest with you. We had some good conversations going in. Guys seemed locked in, but just it's indicative of what happened throughout the tournament, just slow starts. And we talk about it, playing with your food, and so I think they just wanted to give you guys something to stick around for.
Previously, I talked to the coach of the U17 team about the aggressiveness of the bigs, and that looked a little bit more apparent in this game against Quebec. Are you looking for something more, or do you think today's performance from your bigs was a good measure of how they can be aggressive in the paint?
I mean, anytime that you can raise your level, right? The bigs came in. We had just communication with the guys and good conversations, but they asserted their dominance, and we expect that they'll take that to the next level in the gold medal matchup.
You scored 34 points combined in the first 2 quarters, matched that in the third. What was the conversation at half like?
This is a family-friendly show. We had some words, but honestly, we just reminded them to play with force, play with physicality, and do their job. And everyone has a role, and come in and do it. And let's go out and execute. And we saw the result in the third quarter there.
Sami had a great game, 15 points, a 3-category performance along with 3 steals. What did you like from his game today?
Poise. He played poised. He came in. We inserted him into the lineup, challenged him, and he responded. And that's indicative again of all our guys, but especially of Sami. Like he's Sami. What can I say about Sami? He's a guy he works hard. He wants to be perfectionist, and we knew that's what he's capable of. And he answered the call, and I mean that lens says everything for itself, right?
At every available opportunity, the guys on the court would huddle up, get together, talk to each other. Does that come from the coaching staff, or is that something that they've kind of taken on their own?
It's part and parcel both. We're always telling the guys about communication. Talking is perfection, and I always say if you talk on D, talk on O, you talk yourself into position. But about huddling, as a coaching staff, it came from us, but it also came from them as well too, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, moving forward to the next possession or the next possessions after that. So it's a key part of what we're preaching to the guys, and kudos to them. They bought in and saw the difference there in the second half.
When you get British Columbia in the gold medal match tomorrow, what's the preparation for that going to be like, and what are you expecting from jump-off tomorrow?
They're going to bring it. They have a seasoned staff over there, and they got some hoopers out there. But it's going to be a game. It's going to come down to execution and discipline. And for us preparing is just like any other team. They got shooters, they got bigs, they got guards, and we're going to prepare like we've done all tournaments and come out and execute and take the gold.
After today's semifinal win, what's the sense amongst this team in terms of how focused they are on the entire goal of getting that gold medal?
Well, we faced adversity in that first half of that semifinal, right? And I think the tenor of the team now and the temperature is, okay, it's time. And to be honest with you, it's going to be kind of scary if they finally just play for 4 quarters, what the result could be. But they're locked in. They enjoyed the U15s just now winning, and I think that's going to carry forward into Sunday's gold medal matchup.
Perfect. We'll get some rest tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, Sami, the goal has been to get to the gold medal match, and to win that gold medal match, you now have the opportunity to do that. Walk me through how you're feeling.
I feel great, especially as a team standpoint. Like, we look good, we're executing our plays, and just seeing how much of pressure we can bring, and it's hard to stop us at this point. So we feel great.
You were just saying that this team is full of elite players, and everybody's trying to find their role, and it seems that changes game to game. Jordan Charles has that 33-point game in the opener. You have a great game today. Quinton Ethier had a great game the other day. How do you go through those games and figure out who's going to be playing where and who's in the advantageous position?
At this point, like, everyone can go get 30 at any point they want and everything. So, like, at that point, it just depends on, like, if you get the ball or not. Because anyone can make a play on the team, and we just all play well together. I guess, like, it's anyone can really do anything, honestly.
And how did you feel about your game today? When did you start noticing that those pass fakes were getting you lanes to drive?
I was just noticing, just me reading the defense, and me just noticing that they were just jumping out of the trying to steal the ball and everything. I just, obviously I had IQ, so I just had to pass fake so I could open up the lane and, make plays for my teammates, and even making it easier for me too.
You're down at the half. You come back out with a dominant third quarter. What was the conversation amongst the team and its players at that half in order to spark that fire under you guys?
I mean, coaches just told us that we're just better than this. Like, we can't play down to their level. We know who we are. We know how many people can go out and play well. Like, we just have to come and unite and just play well together. And we knew we had to do that to win, because they came out with a lot of energy, especially because we beat them by 16 or whatever. So they were seeking for blood. So we just had to calm it down and show who's boss.
What's it going to take for this Team Ontario 17U team to put 4 good quarters together?
To be honest, it's just communication at this point. At halftime for the second half, we communicated really well on defense. We were all locked in. Rotations were good. We were passing the ball. Like, when we moved the ball, we looked very good as a team, and it's scary because anyone, when they get the ball, can do anything they want and score, pass, everything. So for us, it's just moving the ball and just talking and just uniting as a team.
What does rest and recovery over the next 24 hours look like for you in order to be in the best condition to play in that gold medal game?
To be honest, just stay in my bed and, maybe ice up a little bit, just chill on my phone. I'm not trying to do too much, it's a big game, and, I just want to, play well in front of everyone.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. Enjoy the rest. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Coach, you get the win. It's a narrow victory and a little bit of a scare in that game. Talk to me about the resilience of this squad and how they managed to pull out the victory to get to the gold medal game.
Yeah, you touched on it. It really just comes down to the resilience. I mean, these guys have been battle tested many, many times over, both here and south of the border. And obviously, as you guys know, a lot of them have played together, so there's a certain level of chemistry that they can always rely upon when things get, a little sticky like they did today.
Your team shot 35% from the field. What can you say about the team's ability to push through that type of stuff and continue to focus on the next possession?
Honestly, this is probably 12 of the most competent kids that you're going to find. All of them put in tons of hours of work. So when it comes to situations like this, whether the ball goes in or doesn't go in, they're going to stay locked in, they're going to stay level-headed, and again, just ultimate belief in themselves and in their teammates.
It's obvious that the support they get from their teammates on the bench is powerful. But what about the support from the 17U guys coming down to watch them and cheer them on? How does that affect this team in your eyes?
Honestly, that was a huge boost, right? Because they weren't there the entire game. And although we had energy, it was kind of like up and down, sort of flat. But then when the big bros walked in, you know what I mean? It's like little bro kind of stiffened up, straightened up, and things turned up. And it's always great to have that sixth man, as you want to call it.
What can your team do better offensively to get better looks in order to increase that field goal percentage in that gold medal game tomorrow?
Yeah, honestly, credit to the team that we were playing, Team Alberta. I think they did a great job scouting. Obviously, we played them earlier, so they made the adjustments, which is natural in a situation like this where you're playing the teams multiple times. In terms of our offensive execution, I think we were a little bit rushed, and I think now that we've gone through that, the boys know we'll go back, watch some film, they'll settle, and we did get a lot of good-looking shots, just the ball wasn't going in, so I feel like we're not going to have that happen again. 35% is super low for a team like this.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Enjoy the rest of your night. If we have one more question.
One question here. So, Aldo, so what will it take to win tomorrow's gold medal game against is it the
Quebec. Honestly, very much like today, it's going to take a collective unit, a defensive effort, really and truly. Offensively, we know we got so many guys that could put the ball in the basket. So for us, it's whether or not we're going to be on a string defensively. And I think if we do that, rebound the ball, stay out of foul trouble, we'll be perfectly fine.
Okay, thanks, Elvis.
You're welcome.
Has been the goal since the beginning of training camp. Try and tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'm definitely feeling good. I mean, me and my teammates, we worked hard to get to this moment, so I'm definitely feeling good.
You've shown off your ability to shoot from anywhere on the court. Today, a little bit of a lower performance coming from you. How do you get past that and get ready for a gold medal game where you can be relied upon heavily to get buckets?
It all starts with the recovery. So, tonight I'm going to rest. Hopefully I have a better shooting game tomorrow.
We just talked to Kenny, one of the leaders of this squad. What does he mean to this team in terms of his vocal presence and the way he plays?
It definitely means everything because, he's definitely one of the guys that gets the whole team going. He's definitely a true leader and, he definitely contributes.
You look up and down this lineup, anybody can substitute in and start contributing immediately. How important is trust in each other in this process?
Trust is really important, especially because, we're all the best players. We all got to share the ball and we're all capable of scoring. So we got to trust each other just to be reliable.
What did you learn from playing Alberta twice? You beat them handedly the first time. They gave you quite the scare today. And how does that inform the way you approach tomorrow's game against Quebec?
It definitely changes our approach because, we blew out the team by a lot the first game. So it's going to change our approach against Quebec. We got to come ready.
You're going to go through some film, come maybe just shoot around tomorrow. But what does the rest of tonight look like in that rest and recovery that you talked about?
Definitely, getting a good sleep, talking to teammates, definitely the film and reading the scouting report.
Now, you and your boys been together for a few weeks now, pretty much as a team. What would a victory tomorrow mean to you guys? Just from your general opinion of being around those guys, playing with those guys, maybe traveling with those guys. What would a win tomorrow mean for you guys?
It would definitely mean a lot because we've all sacrificed for this one goal and it would mean a lot to all of us because we've all contributed and yeah.
So Demetrius, so how much would it mean to play tomorrow's gold medal game in front of friends and family at home?
It would mean a lot because me being a player that's unknown. I've kind of made a name for myself in this tournament, so it would mean a lot to me, especially putting on for me and my family, them watching.
And how about Team Ontario overall? 4 teams, 4 gold medal games. What is Basketball Ontario like, and it's continuing to grow?
It's definitely fun because our coaches hold us to a high standard. Every game we just got to keep talking and become more comfortable with each other and trust each other.
Awesome. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the rest of the night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Perfect. Coach, congratulations on the victory. You're in the gold medal game. I'm wondering about your perception of the depth of this team. 5 players scoring in double digits, and you had to make an adjustment.
Well, with this game in particular, that's a great question, knowing that one of our stars, early foul trouble, ended up having 4 fouls early in the third, so we had to go to a different rotation that we're not too used to. But it just helps that the guys were all ready to go. We've had that next man mentality all week, and we talked about it last week because we had some experience from last year where the next man mentality really helped us. So we tried to bring that into this year's team.
How do you feel the camaraderie is around this squad at this point in the tournament after the semifinal win compared to when the tournament kicked off on Monday?
You know, there's a buzz. The guys, they want to be in the gym. Like, it's a long week. It's a professional week because it's a business trip. You have to play basketball, then you got to go home, you got to do your film, got to do your shoot. And the guys are locked in. They've been locked in since Monday, since we got here. However, just that adversity in today's game, it was a gut punch, and it was awesome for them. So I hope that they're ready now, and it re-sparks the energy in them and gets us ready for the gold medal game tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach, obviously we know we're not trying to get into your locker room, but what was said at halftime to make that switch for you guys? I feel like after that first half, you guys were down, but then you came to the second half with a whole different type of energy. What was said at halftime?
Coach Kev had a great quote. It was a Muhammad Ali thing. He's like, got punched in the face, and how are you going to respond? Toughness responds. And we asked our guys, we wanted to see who's tough on the court, who's tough off the court, who stays ready to go. And when he said that, I was like, wow, that's a really great quote. I was loving it. And we saw in the second half, certain guys stepped up, and it helped us because at halftime, only one guy had double digits. And you mentioned earlier, 5 guys scored double digits. Other guys stepped up. So they really listened to Coach Kev, and it was a good halftime speech.
Whose performance coming out of the half impressed you most?
Good minutes from Deuce off the bench. He played really well, but Clark's rebounding. I have to shout out Clark's rebounding. 14 rebounds. That's huge for a team that we got good looks, but we were missing. So we were thinking if we shot, say, 30%, this is not even a ball game, but we were shooting pretty low, and we got a lot of second chance points. So shout out Isaiah Clark for those rebounds.
And what does playing from behind teach this team going into a match where that can get out of control rather quickly?
Well, we have to stay ready. The game of basketball, you have to respect the game of basketball. You respect your opponent. Shout out Alberta for staying ready. I mean, we blew them out of the water earlier in the week, so they came ready to go. And our guys needed that. They need to see, like, you know, everyone's ready to go. It's a gold medal matchup. Everyone wants to be called a national champion. So now we have that little fire we needed, and we're ready to go.
And I heard through the grapevine you owed the team a pizza party. Can you walk me through kind of what led to that and how that went?
You know, we love to challenge the boys, so I want to see ball movement. I love seeing the ball is the energy. So I challenged them yesterday that if they would have got 25 assists, which is an astronomically high number, that I'd buy them all pizza. And on that last bucket of the game, they got 25 assists. I'm in Usa's ear. I'm like, can we change the play? This play's working too much, man. Come on, let's help me out here, brother. But they got that assist, and I was like, okay, they deserved it. So whatever way you can find to keep the boys engaged, well, we'll do it. It's all good. We want to win that chip.
Unless there's anything else?
So what will it take to keep the players focused and ready for tomorrow's game?
12 days ago, we had one goal in mind. We wanted a gold medal. We knew it was going to take a lot of time, effort, sacrifice, top to bottom, all 12, all 5 coaches. I think we're going to go home. We're going to watch our film. We're going to do what we have to do to get ready to go.
Thank you.
All right, well, enjoy the night, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Kenyon, you get the win. You're on to the gold medal match, but this semifinal, slow start from your squad. What did you see contributing to that slow start in today's semifinal match?
Last night we had a little problem with the team, and that just, came into effect. We weren't energized as other games, and we just came out dead.
But you ended up turning around in the second half. Walk me through the conversation with the coaches and amongst the players at that half in order to get that spark.
In the team huddle, we were like, every one of those guys been there before, so we just knew what we had to do, lock in, play defense, and we know we would get the win.
It was a close game down the stretch. You got to stave off a couple of attacks from Alberta. What did you like about your team's performance in the final few minutes to solidify that victory?
We just stayed locked in. We played together, and we really took good shots. We tried not to shoot because the first half, that killed us, just shooting bare threes, but we were locked in.
Second chance opportunities, defensive rebounds coming from Isaiah Clark. What did you like about his performance, and how did he impact the outcome today?
He's just a dog. Like, he's not that big, that tall, but he knows what he has to do to win. I love his energy, and yeah, he's my guy.
The 17U squad came to support kind of in that second half. Did you notice them coming to the gym? Did you feel an energy switch at any point?
Yeah, of course. The 17s are big bros. We look up to them. And Jordan Charles, he's like a real role model for me. All his points I guess his steals, I try to play like him.
So defensively, what did you like about your game today?
My charges. I knew number 2 was killing us, and he had 3 fouls, so the coach was like, go at him. But instead of going on offense, I said on defense. So I took 2 charges, got him out the game, got the job done.
Kenny, you're a returning player to this team. You also brought a lot of leadership. Every time I see you, I've told you that way to lead. What have you seen within this group that makes you guys such a resilient team? And also your leadership, where does that come from?
My leadership, ever since I was young, I was playing up, watching my dad's practices, how he wants his leaders to be, and he had a bunch of them, so I learned from that. We're just the best players in Ontario, and we know that no one's going to beat us. No one's going to mess with us.
Aside from staying locked in and focused, what does the challenge of playing Quebec in the gold medal tomorrow present, and how can you overcome that as a team?
Just like Alberta, we beat them by 40 plus, 30 plus, and they're going to come at our heads. We can't take them lightly, and we just have to do what we did today, but from the start.
And how important is it for all the players on the floor to huddle up, have conversations with each other in game in order to make some adjustments to anything that might be happening on the play? Maybe somebody's getting hot, and how do you adjust on the floor without having those timeouts?
As a leader on the court, you have to bring your guys in, tell them what's going on. If we know number two is their guy, we need to be like, yo, for example, Deuce, go guard him, go lock him up. Guys might be tired, but gotta lock in just one word to motivate them, and we're good.
Okay, so how important is rest and recovery to play tomorrow's gold medal game against Quebec?
Recovery is big. I just hurt my hip, and I'm limping right now, so I know I'm gonna need to ice up and put on icy hot so I can be ready.
Okay, thanks, Kenyon.
All right, thanks for the time. Get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
The goal from the start of training camp was to get a gold medal. Your team has the chance to do that, but let's focus on the semifinal match. We've had conversations about the start for this 15U squad. You had a bad one a couple days ago, followed that up with a really good one, back onto the bad side of things. What's it going to take to get a full 4 quarters out of this squad?
I think it's going to take for them not to be complacent. We talked about that, and I think today they felt complacent to start. I don't think we came out prepared as a group. But I think this was an awakening for them. So I think tomorrow, now they're going to know Quebec's not going to be scared. They watched today's game. They're going to feel that they could beat us, and we have to come prepared.
35% shooting from the field. What did you think about the looks your team was getting and the shots they were taking?
I thought early on we were a little sloppy, but then I think a couple of minutes in, we actually got great looks. We just weren't hitting. And then we stopped trusting what we were doing. And that got us out of whack a little bit more. But then second half, our defense helped translate some offense, and then we slowed it down, and some guys hit some big shots for us at timely times.
Playing from behind can teach a number of lessons to a team. What do you think this team took from today's game, having to come back from behind to get the win?
I think a little adversity was good. Jordan is a big piece to our team. He got into foul trouble early. So we had to figure out our rotations, and they dug deep at the end of the day. I thought Isaiah Clark had a fantastic game. He had a double-double for us, and he was big for us. In turn, Liam from Alberta had a huge game, and he had to make us adjust. So we made some adjustments in the fourth quarter, and it worked out for us.
What did you see from your team's half-court offense that you liked?
I didn't like the first half, but in the second half, I liked their composure. Like I said, they got back to trusting each other, finding the open man, and just having some confidence. The averages came in our favor in the fourth quarter.
When pushing the ball in transition, there are split seconds to make decisions. What led to maybe some of the turnovers, and how can you squander those for tomorrow?
I think Alberta did a fantastic job coming ready for what we were going to do, and I think we didn't do a good job of looking for the other options within our offense. And I think through some film, looking at that, guys will learn from that and we'll be better tomorrow.
Obviously, the team came out with a different energy in the second half, but was there a part of the third or fourth quarter that you felt everybody just stepped it up, and when was that?
You know what I felt? It was in the fourth quarter. Guys in the third kept us afloat, but I felt when Jordan came back in, he had a big bucket, kind of inserted himself in the game again, helped slow things down for us. And then I think it was really our defense, when we changed up our defense a little bit, that got us some transition buckets, and then guys settled in from there.
We often talk a lot about player development at tournaments like this, but what about you as a coach? What have you learned about your coaching style, and how are you getting better as a coach throughout this process?
there's ups and downs. So we were having success, and as a coach, when you're having that type of success, you kind of have to find ways to keep guys motivated. And then when you had I don't want to say a down day because we ended up winning, but when you have a little bit of a drought through success with a talented group who hasn't really experienced adversity, we had to figure it out because it was really our first set of adversity. But so that's really what I learned.
From your perspective, what does having a cheering section full of the 17U squad do for this team in terms of their confidence and what they exude on the court?
Yeah, shout out to Coach Tyrone and the 17U team. They definitely brought a lot of energy for us, and when they were in there cheering us on, it changed our energy as well, and the 15U fed off that.
I know you got a lot of homework to do to get ready for tomorrow, so we're going to let you go unless there's any more questions. All right, well, enjoy some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.